All right, let's cut to the chase. You want deep-rooted, utter belief in self. You want deep-rooted confidence. You want the key to everything. We're gonna cover it all in this video. It's gonna be a quick one. But what you need to understand is that confidence is so simple, right? And it doesn't matter where you are on your journey now. I went through the different stages. I would say, let's call it stage one, right? Stage one is where you believe confidence is something that you're born with, something that someone was just naturally given. Now, you get people that are natural, you get people that just their inner self, they're like little, what's the word? Gift to society is the fact that they're outgoing and loud, right? Now, this works for some people's favors, sometimes it doesn't, but it's not exactly confidence. That's actually just your personality traits. So what I want you to understand is if you're at level one, if you believe that confidence was something that people are born with, like, oh, that person in my grade is super confident, whatever, because they were born that way, you're wrong, right? And it does not become apparent until a few more years. So maybe what I'm saying sounds completely out of the ball for you. Give yourself a year or two and you will see it play out, right? But what do you do in that year or two? You listen to the whole video and then you start taking steps now. You start taking action now and you start building the foundation. And then in that time, in 2 years, where you're like, oh shit, confidence is something that you learned. You've invested all this time in things that are going to pay off in your favor because you listen to this video, because you listen to the advice and so on. Obviously, if I had this advice, life would have been a completely different like branch, but I have no regrets. I deeply understand what I am, how I am, and why I am. And because of that, I get to control who I am becoming and who I am currently. And with all of that, that's the best way, I think, to live life is you're truly free, you get to choose, and you're utterly responsible for who you are and who you become. So that's stage one. Stage two is where you believe the traits or whatever lead you to be confident. Okay, confident is a state that I can achieve because I'm good at XYZ. Confidence is a state that I achieve because I have this kind of money. Confidence is something that I have because I am this good at this sport or whatever. Confidence is something that he has because he dresses that way, etc. All of these things, it's basically, as you go up this journey, you're going to realize it's more and more creative reasons of cope, right? But in the simplest terms, you believe confidence comes from having something else. Also wrong. Also deeply, deeply, deeply wrong, right? Now, confidence, what I want you to understand is people describe it, but it's a bit abstract, right? You can be completely confident in one room and then put a spider in that room and watch a person completely break down, right? A person could be super confident around girls, but then be around dogs and freak out. A person can be super confident when they're speaking on stage and then put them in front of a girl or put them in front of their crush and they completely crumble. So whatever it is, what you misunderstand is, this is where we're getting into the breakdown stage. What I want you all to understand now is the end goal, the final stage of confidence is a choice. Confidence is a choice and it's a habitual decision. So it is something that you choose repeatedly to build a habit. And when you build that habit, you are basically building the habit of being confident. So number one, confidence is a state, it's a choice. Number two, a person is confident or is said to be confident when they make that choice for themselves multiple times, right? This doesn't mean that now in front of like their greatest fear, they are completely like they have to become confident now. Facing your fears is one of the things that you can do on this journey to really understand that, oh, okay, I can choose to be comfortable in any situation. I can choose to be calm, relaxed, and still aware in the situation that is not completely delusional, right? Like if the building is coming down, it's delusional to stand there and like not make a decision, right? But to be aware of everything that's going around, that is powerful. That is not delusional. That is actually being aware. So what we want is not some delusional overconfidence. We want some kind of, let's see if I can charge my phone a little bit. We want some kind of confidence that is rooted in reality, that's rooted in what's around us. And the controversial take is that we're going to do this by telling ourselves this until it becomes the truth, right? So like I said before, confidence is a state. You choose to be confident, right? And what I want you to think, and this is a little bit harder for depending on how long you've been on this earth, right? But if you want to be confident, if you want to dress well, if you want to start recording YouTube videos, if you want to start creating, start painting, start taking a step in a direction that's completely different to you, understand that your ego, yourself, is going to fight you from taking those new steps. And all that confidence that you feel you need comes from understanding that you are safe, you are secure, you are loved. Nothing is going away from you. Nothing is taken from you when you make these decisions. Whatever you do, you need to start building a unconditional state of love with yourself. And this is the true self-love. This is the true giving to yourself. Self-love is not a massage. It's not a cup of coffee. It's not a cup of tea. Maybe it is to you in simplest terms, but it's so just the surface. The deeper ways to find that true self-love is to start giving yourself and start giving yourself permission to feel loved, right? When you go to the gym, whatever it is, make sure you feel loved regardless of the result. And the quicker you start doing this exercise that I am loved regardless of this. You walk into a test, tell yourself, I am loved regardless of the result. Whatever it is that you're putting a lot of emphasis on, tell yourself that. That's step one. Step two is, before we get to these stages of like test day, gym day, exam day, whatever, like, you know, review day, whatever it is, before you get to that stage, ask yourself, what am I putting pressure on in my life? What am I creating? I'm going to say importance, but what am I putting my focus on? Am I putting my focus on school? Am I putting my focus on this exam? What is the ultimate focus, right? That's step one. Step one is understanding what is going on, where you're putting the focus. Now you understand where the focus is. I want you to realize that by putting this focus on these things, more often than not, you're putting more importance on the thing than you are putting it on yourself. So if you are putting that focus on all these things instead of yourself, your body, your mindset makes certain that the way you value yourself is below the thing, right? So if you sacrifice sleep, you're sacrificing sleep for this exam, then your exam is subconsciously more important than you, higher than you. And then your journey to just passing this test, which is simply reading, regurgitating the answers, or understanding what it is that you're reading and displaying that you understand it, becomes this uphill battle of, but you know the subject is so hard, whatever. So you can unwrite that in your mind. And that's really where we start breaking down these external beliefs of what confidence is. And you start realizing that confidence is as easy as breathing. Confidence is just the state where you feel comfortable with whatever it is that you're doing. And you build into yourself this mindset that you can do anything. And it's as simple as choosing. It's as simple as going into the thing and saying, okay, Mohin, you're going to go in and write this exam. I love you regardless of the outcome. There is no importance on this thing that is greater than the importance for yourself. You are bigger than the exam. You are bigger than qualification. You are bigger than any obstacle in the world. And then we start unwriting that self-concept and rebuilding it into something that can just exist and be better than any achievable obstacle at all. Like, you're not wrapping your worth on things external to you. You walk into the room and you are worthy. That is true confidence. That is exactly what everyone feels like they need. They look at other people and they think that that person is this way because they have money, because they have clothes, because they have this. But what's really going on in their head is they have prioritized themselves first. They have they understand, like, whatever happens, they're still loved. Whatever happens, they're okay. They're not in a survival state. That's why we do this priority of whatever happens, I'm unconditionally loved, because it gets you out of survival. You don't need the outcome to go a certain way to survive. You are going to survive either way. It's like saying, like, it's weird, but you're communicating to the body that if I do not pass this test, I will die. Is that the truth? No. Then if it's not the truth, then stop conditioning your body to do this. Stop putting yourself under stress and stop putting so much importance on this exam. You will not die because of this exam. And that's basically step one to this whole process. And everything afterwards is just repetition. If you want more information, if you want me to explain anything further, just comment below. I should have a link where you can book a session if you want anything further with me. I should have a full coaching plan, depending on when you're seeing this. But yeah, there will be a whole coaching program and everything. And I will help you get from whatever stage you're at, whether you feel like confidence is something that's external to you, whether you feel like confidence is something that people are born with, whatever it is. If you feel like you aren't able to make that change, I'm telling you now, without a doubt, anyone can make that change. It just requires consistent effort and willingness to embrace being wrong, embrace being disliked. That's all it takes. It may be one or two decisions, but there's people around you that maybe you've given a little too much importance to, or subjects or concepts around you that you've given too much importance to, that is pulling away your confidence. The truth is, you are confident now. You just have created reasons to take away that confidence. So now it's time to undo those reasons, undo those little brinks, those connections, that little bit of importance that you've put on it. And yeah, let's go. Let's start getting people doing important shit. Peace.